Hey, welcome to Comedy, Cigars, and Music, and today's cigar for review is going to be the Hiram Solomon Traveling Man. Sounds like a good guy. Off the foot and wrapper, I'm getting hay, raisin, and milk chocolate. There's the band right there. So, Cigar 101, that's the paper thing they put on the cigar to identify the cigar. And speaking of Cigar 101, Comedy, Cigars, and Music is seriously considered starting a Cigar 101 series. The first step that we would probably like to tackle, spoiler alert, is how to remove money from your bank to buy cigars. I've noticed a lot of people skip that step in their Cigar 101 stuff. We'll be moving on to much more compelling information like how to cut your cigar and what lighter you should use. Alright, so starting the cigar here. Flavor wise, earth, sweetness, and that sweetness has a component in there that's kind of reminding me of like a sweet tea, but not a very strong sweet tea, kind of like a watered down sweet tea, kind of like maybe at McDonald's or something when they put, I don't know, say 1,000,000 ice cubes in your sweet tea there. On the Retrohale, some earth and some of that sweetness. It's basically mimicking what I got in the flavors on the pull. And then on the finish, there's that earth and that kind of sweet tea sweetness. And then there's also just I can feel just a little bit of spice coming in there, ever so gently. I can feel tickling her toes like a tap dancer in there. So you got that. As far as the components of the cigar go, they have it listed for a wrapper of Sumatra, Indonesia. The binder is Sumatra. And then the fillers they have listed as Arapiraca, Habano, Jalapa, Habano, Ometepe, and Dominican. So there you go for the components of what we're smoking today. Cigar 101. Alright, we're getting well into the first third of this cigar, and let me show you that burn and ash. That is a magnificent burn and ash. And Cigar 101, the ash is the gray, white material you see at the bottom of that cigar there. So consider that a lesson. Alright, so I tapped that ash off, and flavor-wise here in this first third, raisin, creamy milk chocolate, earth, and black pepper spice, okay? And the smoke on this cigar is already getting creamy. In fact, it didn't take long to get creamy at all, and that's kind of been my experience with Hiram Solomon. That creaminess in the smoke, which I don't get out of every cigar, it does add a nice, pleasant, enjoyable component there, so that's good. On the Retrohale, you have some earth, sweetness, and some of that raisin is coming in there as well. And then on the finish, you have a very nice subtle coffee, and sometimes that coffee is a kind of a sweet, creamy coffee in there. And then you have a subtle leather and a subtle, I can't talk here, I'm tripping over my words, a subtle spice. So that's very good. Now, I've talked about this before here on Comedy, Cigars, and Music with the subtle spice. What that does, for me anyway, instead of overwhelming your palate with just tons of spice laid on there, it just kind of adds this nice little balance and presence to all the other flavors you're getting in the finish there and really throughout the whole experience. So that's what it does for me. I'm not sure how it tweaks your tail, but you know. And speaking about tweaking your tail, if you guys are in the market for a podcast, you should check out Kaplowitz Radio. You can also find him at kaplowitz.xyz. But he's started doing these audio reviews over cigars, and I know he's going to go into wine too, from what I understand. And they're very good, very crisp reviews. They don't take up much of your time, and the information delivery is entertaining and very, very good. So you should check that out. Alright, so we well into the second third of this cigar, and flavor-wise, you're getting some sweetness, raisin, a little hint of milk chocolate, and when that milk chocolate comes in, you kind of, or I kind of feel it and taste it developing there, and then it kind of attaches itself to that raisin, which makes a really good flavor, actually, there. Then you have some earth, and I've also got some coffee coming in here towards this part of the second third. On the Retrohale, you're going to have some clean earth, sweetness, and raisin, and that Retrohale is really clean, really smooth through there. Then on the finish, you have coffee and leather, and it's also going to be a creamy finish. Like I said before, I think Hiram Solomon cigars that I've had have always had this creaminess to them, and it's really enjoyable. Really like that. Speaking of something I like here, this cigar stand here, good buddy of mine made this for me, and I'll show you that. Very nice stand, very well done. And if you're interested in checking that out, you can check him out on Instagram. He goes by the handle of Shoutout. So, and he actually isn't a sponsor, nothing like that. Just a good buddy of mine that I met on Instagram that makes some killer stuff. And so, little shout out to him. Some of you might be looking at this hat and thinking, wow, why would you wear a hat like that? Well, actually, I brought this hat that I enjoy wearing, and the producer asked me if I could wear this hat instead, left out the T there, said it was some kind of contractual obligation. So, I'm thrilled. Alright, finishing out the cigar here. Flavor-wise, raisin. There's some oak in there with some sweetness kind of embedded right in there, okay? Some black pepper spice and earth. On the Retrohale, you have some leather, which isn't an overwhelming leather. It's just kind of touching in there. And some raisin. And on the finish, some leather. That leather kind of transitions to a like a coffee grounds. Got some black pepper spice in there. And then this spice, not the black pepper spice. The black pepper spice is more of a flavor in that finish. But then there's some spice, a little bit on the tongue, top of the mouth. That's come back a little bit here in this final third to kind of see us out here. And the smoke is still fairly creamy along with the finish. So that creaminess has gone down a little bit, but still there. And I have had just one minor burn touch up in this final third, so ain't gonna cry about that. Now, rating this cigar, I would easily give this cigar a 3. Cigar 101, try it. The smoke output, the draw throughout the entire cigar experience has been absolutely excellent, which is the typical reputation that Hiram and Solomon has had with me. So, there you go. Smoke time for this cigar came out to 2 hours and 20 minutes. As always, guys, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this review, have enjoyed other videos, other reviews, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them below. We'll get to them as they come along. Pretty good about that. Until next time, guys, be cool to each other, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, such things feel about my house to amazing about me. Well, the way to the world, where I should have known myself. Well, the news and the company.